Welcome, everyone. I'm Kimberly Boschman, and this is the Intentionally Intuitive Podcast. In this episode, we're going to take a look at July 2023 individual forecast for each life path number. Before we get into that, though, I do want to announce that I have a new service available on my website. It's called the Diamond Forecast. And just to kind of give you a quick overview of what this is, I'm actually very excited to be able to offer this. The diamond is considered to be one of the most powerful and beneficial tools in numerology, and it's the absolute perfect companion to the year ahead forecast, which I know many of you are very familiar with. So the diamond forecast takes a deep dive into the very specific numerology transits that you're meant to be moving through at any given age. So unless instructed otherwise at the time of booking, then I would be looking specifically at your current age through the course of a year, birthday to birthday. Now, this report breaks down basically your cosmic challenge or divine quest, guiding you on your higher spiritual path throughout that year. So we'll look at, again, the cosmic challenge, the root or the predominant catalyst that will likely create a particular chain of events or create some kind of cause and effect within that year. We also look at the action key, which is how you're meant to respond to and work with that energy for the best results. And then finally, we would look at the higher and the lower vibrational potential outcome or probable results of that year-long quest. Okay, so just to kind of give you an idea, I ran my own report for my current age, and as usual, it is fascinating how incredibly accurate and on point it has been so far. So you can find an example of that report, page for page, on my website under the Diamond Forecast. And you can purchase it there if you choose to. Again, I highly recommend this report. And I also, of course, recommend the personal year ahead forecast and getting them together for the most in-depth insight. You can also purchase both if that's something you want to do at a discounted rate. And again, you can find that on my website. The link is in the description box below. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at each individual life path for July 2023. Life path number 7. So I pulled an animal wisdom message for you all for July, and it's interesting. I kind of want to talk about the energy that you're going to be working with this month first, because the animal wisdom message ties into that so beautifully that, so let's do that. So for the month of July, 7s are working with the energy of the 3. So right out of the gate, this energy is strongly about creativity, creation, creating something from your visions, from your big ideas, from your intuition, from your deeper insights and spiritual downloads, or however they come in for you, right? It's really like Empress energy in tarot, where you get the insights and the ideas from your higher consciousness, from source, from the universe, whatever you subscribe to. And then you're the conduit to turn that into something, to turn that big idea, that inspiration into something physical, and then tend to it and nurture it to see it grow, right? So there's something this month, because it is it's a shorter cycle. It's for the period of a month, obviously, right? But a lot can happen in a month. So it's very likely that you may get some very deep, insightful ideas that come through for you, whether it's through your dreams or just an epiphany comes through, or someone says something to you and the light bulb goes off, right? I would say any ideas that come in for you that are inspirational, that pique your interest, that ignite your passion, write them down and then explore them further, because it's very possible that you are meant to allow that creative life force to move through you in a powerful way and channel it into something to create something very tangible, right? That you can then nurture and see grow, and it becomes a part of you. that is very, very possible. And I think also it could be that they may be more unconventional ideas, or ideas that come in that feel different for you or unconventional for you, not necessarily for other people, but for you, that are going to be maybe potentially pushing you outside of your comfort zone, where you want to create this, you have this idea, but it's different than what you've been doing, or it's, again, outside your comfort zone. And so it's almost pushing you to explore beyond the gates, right? The reason why I say that is because the animal that came through for you all this month is bat energy. Now, this energy is definitely something around like prophecy, prophetic dreams, deep insights when it comes to creation, or seeing through the illusion, seeing through the darkness, seeing things from a different perspective, right? Or doing things a little bit differently than the norm, so to speak. But there's also this energy with bat energy about like surrendering to something, right? Whether that's surrendering to your creative process or surrendering to the universe and or life or whatever, and like where you play your role, but you also know that you're in partnership to something bigger, and that if something comes in for you, that you're going to do your part, even if it's uncomfortable, and then you're going to surrender what you don't have control over to see how it transpires, to see how it, unfolds, right? Without trying to control it too much. But there's definitely something here about whatever this creative idea that comes in, or this deeper insight, or this solution, or whatever it is that does come in for you this month, if it comes in, you're meant to look at it through a different lens. You're meant to look at it through a different perspective, right? Stand back, be the observer, and see it differently. And the reason why I say that, obviously, is because bat hangs upside down. So they're seeing the world through a different perspective than most of us, right? So there's definitely something here about whether it's a creative process, whether it's an opportunity for communication, the written, the spoken word, or communicating with others, or if it's an opportunity to network or collaborate, whatever it is that this 3 energy brings in for you this month, there's definitely something here about seeing it from a different point of view, or a different perspective, or just from a different framework or a different lens, right? And being open to that. And I do think that there's like this level of uncomfortableness that may be associated with it or tied to it, because again, it's bad energy and it's seeing through the darkness and seeing through, sort of cutting through the illusion type thing. And so there may be something here where at face value, this looks like, I'm not ready for this, I'm not worthy, I'm not willing to go beyond my comfort zone. But you don't have the full picture. And it's kind of that thing where it's like, until you make the next step, you're not going to have the next step type thing. So I know that sounds very ambiguous, but there's just something here about, and this month may feel that way for you, right? Where it just feels like, you need to take this step in this direction, but you don't know why, or you don't know what it's going to produce. But you feel compelled and you feel called, and that's enough. Follow that intuition, right? You all are 7s, like you're very connected to your intuition, to the psychic realms. So follow that guidance this month for sure. But I do think it's going to bring in a level of being uncomfortable and stepping outside your comfort zone. So baby steps are fine, right? It's just make sure you take the steps, because that's how great creative things happen. That's how we, learn new things about ourselves. And that's how we can actually become the empress and take those big ideas and create them into something, right? We have to sometimes step outside that comfort zone. So not to sound preachy, but I think there's something here about the energy this month could be pushing you, right? A little bit outside that comfort level. And you get to decide how far you take that and how far you go with it. But even if you take baby steps, I think you'll eventually find that you're sort of running, right? Like you're at that point expanding and growing, and you feel the passion and you're excited by it. So beautiful, beautiful energies this month for you 7s. And I also say pay attention to your words, written and spoken, your intention behind the words. When we're in a 3 cycle, there can be an emphasis on how we communicate, how we, what messages we put out into the world, the integrity behind that. So just make sure that you are mindful of what you're putting out there, and the potential impact of that. Now, of course, you don't have any control over how other people take your words and digest them or what they do with them, but you certainly have control over your intention behind them. So with 3 being a cycle that you're moving through this month, that could come in, could also bring in opportunities for communication with other people or collaboration. So just be open to it. I do think that there's going to be a level of uncomfortableness this month for you all. But again, it's up to you how far you want to take that and how far you want to explore with it. So, and you think about bad energy, they do their best work in the dark. So, all right, everyone, I hope it's a great month for you all. Take care, 7s. Bye for now.